Hey everyone, I wanted to do another follow-up video from our Teach Like a Veteran workshop on the classroom technology tools. And this one that I want to walk you through is Plickers. Now, Plickers is one where you can do a quick review activity or quizzes or anything along those lines with your students, and do so in a way that requires minimal effort on your part as far as the grading side of it. So I want to quickly switch over and share my screen with you. And so I have the Plickers website open. You can see that it's just plickers.com. And so on the Plickers website, I'm in the process of getting everything set up and started, and I want to walk you through that. So the first thing that I did was download the mobile app to my phone, and it works on an iPhone or an Android device, either one. And so the first thing that you can do is start creating your first set of questions. And so that's, we'll click on that, and it walks you through each of these relatively quickly. And so as that is opening, I'll kind of walk you through the process. We'll put a few questions on there and then go from there. So this one is going to be, since we've been using science questions, I'm just going to stick with that for now. So which is an example of evaporation? And so for my answer possibilities, I am going to say solid changing to liquid, liquid changing to gas, gas changing liquid, and then finally liquid changing to solid. You can see that as I started typing that last one, that it put a green box there, marking that as my correct choice for A. And so what we need to do is actually mark the one that is truly the correct answer. So in this case, an example of evaporation is a liquid changing to gas. So I'm going to mark that one. And then it saves automatically. And so I'm going to come up and hit my plus and add a new question. And so that was evaporation. So this one I want to ask about condensation, which is an example of condensation. And so I'm going to go through the same options here: solid to liquid, liquid to gas, gas to liquid, liquid to solid. All right, so condensation is going from a gas to a liquid, so I'm going to mark that as my correct one. You can see that it automatically saved. And also, if you look here, it gives you the option to shuffle your choices. So instead of having them in the same order, if you're going to use them for several questions in a row, you can have it go ahead and shuffle that order for you. All right, so I've got those done. I can print handouts for these so they get the full set of questions. So if you want to have them do it on paper and pencil first, you give them that. Then you can go through it and do the grading at the end, and we'll walk through that process in just a minute. Okay, so add to queue, you can see that it's going to tell me, it's going to ask which class I want to add it to. I haven't created a class yet, so we're going to go through that process next. So I'm going to go back to my home screen. And you can see that my next thing on the checklist is done. So I'm going to go to create a class. And you can create multiple classes at once if you want to. So I am going to do So I'm going to use this class for some of the training that I'm going to do later. So I'm going to go ahead and create this class. And so I have that class there, and now I just need to add students. Now, you can do this a couple of different ways. You can put all your students in a spreadsheet, get that from your student information system, and just upload that automatically if you want to. I'm going to go ahead and just do first and last name. So and I changed formats in the middle of that. I'm going to come back in and edit these names later. We're just doing this to kind of get things going. All right, so I've got enough students in there that I can demonstrate what I'm trying to do. And so you can look here and see that how there's a number next to each of those. That number is going to correspond to the answer cards that the students are going to use later. So this is very important to keep in mind. You can sort them by first name or last name or whatever you want to do at this point so that you assign them in a certain way. So kind of use that organization structure to your advantage. So as you add new students, they're going to get assigned a different card, and I'll show you what that looks like in a minute. So I'm done adding my students for now. I've got them added to this class. All right, so now you can see that we've got three options here. We can download the cards, we can buy on Amazon, or we can say that we've already got cards because we may have been loaned some by somebody else. So I'll show you in just a second what the ones look like that you can download. But I want to look at the ones on Amazon as well because I haven't looked at those yet to see how they compare and to see what the price is. And I want you to be aware of that as well. All right, so the Plickers laminated cards are $20. And if you look, these are examples of what the cards look like if it will load for me right quick. So this is what an individual card looks like. And so if you'll notice there, you see that 1 in the corner, this would be the one that's for student 1. And then you see how there's an A, a B, a C, and a D. That corresponds to the direction that they've rotated the card. So if you can see, it's very similar to a QR code in the way it looks. And so like this one, you can see the 35 in the corner. So this would be student 35. The sets, when I pull up the card here, there are 2 per page. So you could print these out, cut them, laminate them, do all of that so that they're going to be more durable. And then you can use the cards for multiple classes. All right, so in this case, since there are 20 pages, that gives you an indication that there are 40 students. So I haven't figured out yet if there's a way to have more than 40, but if you've got more than 40 students in a room, you're going to want to figure out another way to do it, or you may have to split them up so that it acts like 2 separate classes, but that would be a different challenge. So, all right, so those are the cards. And once we've done that, this should go away. I'm going to hit the download again just to see what it does. And I'm going to save these. Click your cards. And I've got those saved for later. All right, so now in this class, you can see I've got my class here. I'm going to add this set of questions that I did earlier to the queue so that those are ready for that class. And now I'm ready to actually use this. So you can see here that it's ready to go. And so there's my first question that's going to come up. I can pull up a student list here. I've got some other display options that I can go through. You can see how I've got a few options there for that. And then I can minimize this. I can show a graph for it as well. When it comes time to have the kids answer it, I'm going to open up my app. And on the app, it shows your classes. So you've got your options to pick, like in this case, it's a demo class, and then the class that I just created. And then also it shows the set of cards that is being used at the time, and also shows a thumbnail of the card that is currently on display. So I'm going to pick the class. I've already got it added to the queue. And so what I did was click on the correct one at the bottom. So in my thumbnail that was down at the bottom, I clicked on that, and this is what it pulls up. So it shows me the question, shows me what I've got indicated as the correct answer. So you don't want to show this to the students. And then there's a circle down at the bottom. And so when I click on the circle, it asks for permission to use my camera. And you can see that it is trying to use my camera now. And so what I'll do is scan it around the room to see what the students picked. So I'm going to pull up one of my cards and scan it and scan a few of them. And so you can see that I'm just scrolling through. And as I'm doing so, it's changing the indicators there on the side. And so you can see there's a little count down here on the bottom. So I'm going to hit stop because I've gone through all of them that I wanted to on that one. And I'm going to go back over here. And I want to see how everybody did on that question. Reveal my answer. All right, so it didn't scan those very well. But you can see there that I did get an answer from student 3, 4, 5, 2, and 1. So those are the cards that were used. And next, I'm going to do my next question. And you can see that it automatically switched. And then I'm going to get my camera ready so I can scan answers. Pull that up. So it scans each of those. And then I can see what each student has responded. And so it's sensitive to the amount of movement that you do. And so you can see on the screen as they respond, or as it picks up the response, so that you don't move too quickly. All right, so on this one, you can see that it shows everybody answered there. That part would be displayed for everyone to see, and you can have that up there all the time. So now I can show the graph. The first one I went by too quickly on it. And so you can see what each answer was there. And then reveal the answer. Nobody got the correct one there. So, but you can kind of see how quickly you could kind of scan this around the room and get all of your questions answered at once and not have to spend a ton of time grading. So this would be something that you could use for a quick review. Will work very well with your students. Hopefully you found this beneficial, and I'll see you on the next one.